It's Friday. My name is Joe. I'm so glad you're here listening again. Man, this is the place and this is the community where faith and fitness come together. Sometimes we talk about faith, sometimes we talk about fitness. Today's one of those fitness days. It's going to be a lot of fun. I want to encourage you to keep sharing, continue to like, comment, all of the above, because you are what's making this successful. So thank you so much for doing that. Today, I'm so happy to have my friend Angel as my first ever guest. And so Angel is on the phone. Hi, Angel. How are you?
I am fabulous, Joe. Hello, everybody listening.
Thank you for being my first guest. And I think it's fitting because you and I, we go about maybe 9 years back, 10 years back, something like that. And I remember walking into a cycling class, and this was me just getting into indoor cycling. And you were the instructor, and you had all this energy, and you just went to town. You had a lot of rock music. I remember that.
I did. I absolutely did. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's where we met. I think you remember that a while back.
Oh my gosh, like it was yesterday. And of course, you always stuck out so wonderfully because you were amazing yourself at spinning. And actually, you're talking about how I had all this energy, but really I fed off the energy of the people who came to my class. So you were so important along with all the others that came to class.
Awesome. Well, I loved it. And as you know, not many people know this, but I actually got my start cycling and as an indoor cycling instructor from you, because you gave me the opportunity to take over one of the classes that you were transitioning out from. And so if there was anybody that I can say, there's a ton of people I could thank for my fitness journey and reaching goals that I've made, but you're one of the first ones that said, hey, I believe in you. I think you can do this class. I'm going to help you. I'm going to actually get them to let you take over this class. And I think there were even a few instructors that were saying, like, who's this Joe guy, right? And but you did that, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because you really got, if there's anybody out there listening that loves my fitness classes, the person that I'm on the phone with, the picture that you're looking at, it's her that really got me in my start. So thank you, Angel.
Oh, you're so very welcome. It was an easy transition, Joe. You're great. I mean, we all know you're great. You're a great instructor, a great person. And again, easy transition, and I'm was happy to do it.
Thank you. Well, I want to talk about your recent competition. Now, you've been doing this a long time, but you just finished this weekend competing. And so what kind of competition did you compete in? And what were some of the things that you needed to do to get ready for that?
Well, I've always competed as a fitness competitor, and I love fitness, but I'm a little older now, and of course I still love fitness, but I wanted to transition into a different category called physique. So this was really my first, run at physique, and in preparation and doing so, of course, I have to point out it's been 5 years since I've stepped on stage,
Okay.
So I am a little bit older, so in doing a new division, it's very important. It was important for me to reach out to somebody who's done what I wanted to do. So I got myself a really good competition coach, Alina Popa, who's great. Definitely in doing so, it's important to surround yourself by all the right people who are going to be a good support system.
Yes.
I spent a year, an entire year really getting dialed in both, physically and mentally. It's very much a mental game. So you really have to surround yourself by the right coaches, the right people, the right support system, and because it all matters on competition day.
Wow. And I'm going to be showing, as we're speaking, my audience is looking at your pictures, and I'm sure they're wowed right now seeing the results. One of the things that I think is so important, now you obviously have a ton of experience because fitness has kind of been your life, but even people who have a fitness background still need a coach, right? I mean,
they absolutely do. I mean, it goes without saying, a lot of people do their own research and they go to shows and, but there's nothing like really having somebody hold your hand through the process, because when you're so depleted and you're getting ready to go on stage, and I want to point out, you're not very good at thinking for yourself. So it's really good to have that person say, hey, drink this, eat this, and let's pump up. And, and not to mention the moral support that you need from a coach. You really need someone to hold your hand. Even coaches need coaches. My coach has a coach, when she, gets ready to compete. And, so please don't disqualify, what it will do for you on competition day.
Nice, nice. Now you just said you spent a year prepping for that. Now, is that a whole year of intense meal prep and things like that, or did you take like the last 12 weeks and really, or is it in phases, or what does that look like for a year?
It's in phases, because when I made the decision a year ago, I was actually with my boyfriend, who again is one of my biggest support systems.
Okay.
So him and I scouted out a show, and I said, I think this is the show I want to do. And he has been my biggest cheerleader through this entire prep. But the first half of the year was really about trying to put on some more muscle. And I'm a very small framed girl, so I'm a very hard gainer. So it was quite a process, just getting in the gym every day, lifting and eating. And of course, I needed my coworkers to be very tolerant of me. They were great. So, and my clients as well. So I spent the first 6 months just really trying to put on and gain muscle. And then, and then I transitioned into the dieting process really about 8 weeks from the show, because I didn't have a lot to lose. I only dieted 8 weeks. Some men diet as much as 20 weeks. It just kind of depends on where you are with your physique and how far you have, or how much you have to lose.
Okay, great. So, and you're doing this, and this is something that I want to point out too. Now, you're still training people as you're conditioning yourself, as you're prepping yourself. And a lot of times, even me as a fitness instructor, sometimes I'll go through seasons where I neglect myself because I'm working so hard at helping others. And how do you keep that balance? By saying I have clients, I got to meet with them at a certain time, but yet I still have to keep my focus on reaching the goal that I want to get to in order to get ready for this show. How does that work for you?
That is a great question and a great thing to point out, because it's actually very difficult. I mean, of course, I train my clients up until I took the last week off. And my clients, because they too are my cheerleaders and they want to see me succeed. If you're good clients, and of course all clients are great, but most of your clients are really going to understand, the process, and they kind of see you going through it. So they're very, understanding and what has to happen in order for me to get on stage. So for that reason alone, I have great clients. They took a backseat to my training the last couple of weeks, and this upcoming week, everything's back on track, and I can't wait to start training them again.
That's awesome. And that's one of the things that I think is common in the fitness world, is that when people that take care of their bodies, they're so positive. And when you find that group of people, like me teaching my classes and you training people on a personal level, you develop those relationships, and over time, it's just your support system. And so that's amazing. I love hearing that. Now you just 5 years. You said you hadn't done this in 5 years. You stepped back onto the stage, and after having done it several times before that, now you saying you're a little bit older. What led you? I mean, what led you down this path to say I'm going to step back on the stage and see what I can do?
Another great question, and this is going to get really personal, because it was a personal choice for me to get on stage. I could have, 5 years ago, I thought I was done. Okay. And I tell you what, Joe, I made some decisions, and I'm only human. We're all human. We're going to make bad decisions in life. And I made some decisions that were not very good decisions for me at the time. Okay. And of course, I didn't see it at the time.
Sure.
But that decision led me to Alabama, and where I found myself stranded, brokenhearted. I was really broken. I was a very broken person. I found my way to my nearest relative, which was here in Georgia, and which was my mother. And I had not seen my mother in over 10 years. And I showed up at her doorstep, and with my tail between my legs, and she literally took me in, and she gave me a little love. But then, my mom is not somebody to really, sit around and let you sit around and feel sorry for yourself for very long.
Yeah.
She's comes from a place of tough love, and it didn't take her long to pick me up off the sidewalk and, dust me off and give me a good kick in the you-know-what and tell me to go live my life. And that's exactly what I set out to do, and that's what I did. So, in doing so, fitness was a good transition for me.
Yeah, so you gotta love tough love, right? You gotta love the people who push you. And
absolutely. She, she's kind of my hero in this, because, when I left Colorado, I was, I found my way down south. I was kind of embarrassed, and I was hurt, and I didn't want to go back to Denver, with all my friends saying I told you so. But I have to point out, my friends are amazing, and not one of them ever said that. So I'm going to point that out. But again, I found myself in a place, a new environment. I knew nobody. And I'm one of those people, I'm very guilty of praying only when I absolutely need to.
Yeah. We've all been there, right? We've all been there. Yeah.
I know, I felt so bad. I'm like, God, please forgive me for praying only when I need to. But I prayed day in and day out,
yeah.
Just for a friend, for a, just really seeking, the power, that I needed to really be uplifted. So, and I did. I mean, I tell you what, God really came through for me. And I really owe it to my prayers and to, to his power.
Yeah.
But, I found my way to a gym, and it wasn't long. I was hired, and, the people that I work with and work for are absolutely amazing. My clientele, they found me, and they made me feel very much at home in their community. And so I'm very, very grateful and very lucky for all the people that really, for God, for putting those people into my life.
Awesome. Well, another thing that I didn't mention earlier, when you and I met, it was at a time where I was broken, and I was walking into the gym as a person that I had hit my all-time low too, and the gym was a place for me to let it all out. It was a place for me to say, you know what, there's a lot going on in my life, and there's things that even make me feel like not wanting to go on with my life. I mean, quite frankly. And that's where I was at. And so when I went to the gym, that's what I found. And it was a new environment for me, that a cycling class and group exercise in general was new for me. It wasn't something that I was used to. And, you walk into these classes and you feel a little bit vulnerable. You feel like I can't do what they're doing. And, oh my God, they're pushing it, and I'm out of breath. But it really, the environment, and even how your acceptance of me and everybody else around, I have to say thank you for that as well, because I think even people listening right now can relate to, we've all been there. We've all been to a dark place, to a lonely place, to a broken place. And one of the things that can really help you, if that's you and you're listening, get to the gym, find some friends, find some motivation, find some accountability and some people that'll stay positive in your life. I mean, what would you add to that, Angel? What would you say?
Yeah, oh my gosh, you brought up so many great points, and I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because, fitness, of course, competing for me was my way of reinventing myself. A lot of times when we come from, a broken heart, or we come from a place where we're just traumatized, a lot of times we turn to, and you did a video not long ago about addiction. A lot of times we turn to that addiction, drugs, alcohol. We can't seem to get ourselves back out in the world and be who we were meant to be. And fitness did that for me, and it did it for you, and it's done it for so many others as well. It gives you a place in life where you can reinvent yourself, you can feel better about yourself. You just have to move forward and move on, and not let history, don't be a historian. Don't let your personal history drag you down and keep you in a place that's going to keep you from prospering, because fitness is just a wonderful place to reinvent yourself.
Yeah, I love that. I love that phrase. In fact, I'm going to put that maybe on the video. Don't be a historian. That's an amazing, amazing quote.
Exactly.
I don't know if you remember either, but at the time, and we'll move on from here, but at the time when I did walk into your class, I was about 230 pounds. And I was a lot heavier. I'm about 190 right now, so I'm a good 40 pounds lighter than when we first met. And again, I can't thank you enough. It not only transformed me by helping me get through my dark place, but it transformed my body physically as well, which of course, for anybody who's been through a transformation physically, you feel on top of the world. You feel healthier, you feel lighter, you feel like you can do more, you have more energy. I mean, all this stuff plays into it. So again, I can't thank you enough for all of that.
Oh, you're so welcome, Joe. You're so welcome.
Now, you on the personal training side, how good does it feel when you take somebody that you're working with personally and you see them come in and however they may be looking, or the goals that they want to reach, and you have that first conversation, and then 12 weeks later you see all the results? Like, what does that do for you? Tell me about a success story, or just the idea of that journey, walking somebody through that.
I tell you what, generally speaking, I have walked so many people up to the stage, and just to see that sparkle in their eye, Joe, I mean, people, it's life changing, it's life altering when someone gosh, I have such a handful of people I could, really call out in this conversation, but
Sure.
I won't. I'll just be general and just say that, just to watch people go from not really, I don't want to say they don't like themselves,
Yeah.
but a lot of people don't. I mean,
Wow.
they just really, they come to me because they want to like themselves.
Yes.
And rule number one, when somebody comes to me, the first thing I tell them is you need to love who you are right now in your skin, as in who you are right now, because there's nothing wrong with who you are right now. It's about getting better. And tomorrow you're going to be better than you were today. And next week we're going to be better than we were last week. It's really about evolving. It's really about personal growth, So when someone comes to me and they want to compete, I am their biggest cheerleader. I love to watch people change their lives in a positive direction.
Yes.
And it's rewarding for me. In fact, I want to say I take more pleasure in watching somebody succeed than my own success, oddly enough, because it makes me feel, so good and full of purpose to watch someone change their life for the better.
Man, you hit on some really, really important things, and that is, and I've seen the same myself as a group exercise instructor, to take people that come in and they don't feel good about themselves, or maybe they've gone through several months of bad, habits with their diet, or maybe they've just been kind of lazy for a while, and they want to get back to it. Man, one of the things that you and I do for people, and I would agree with that, there's nothing like helping somebody and seeing the smile on their face. But one of the things that I really try hard at when people walk into my class for the first time is, man, and here's what I'll say. I kind of have this phrase. I'll say, hey, welcome to whatever class, I'm teaching. And then I'll say, if you're brand new, welcome. You're only a visitor the first time. After that, your family. I'll say that. And then I'll say, if you're coming back, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you back. And if you're a regular, you know how we do this. And so I always try to include every demographic of person, every life stage of person into my classes, so that everybody feels welcome, because it's a place where people are healed, they're transformed, they walk out with energy, they walk out feeling better, stronger, fitter, and such as you've experienced so many times, their life changes. And man, what better of a profession do we have than to be able to help people's life change? It's so amazing.
I tell you what, it's very, I'll never, well, I don't know that I won't, but I'm guessing I'll probably never be a millionaire being a personal trainer. But the truth is, I feel so rich just being able to be part of someone's life in that way. And that means more than the dollar bill any day of the week.
I would absolutely agree with that. So you're online, you're on Facebook, you have different ways you coach people online, you give out meal plans. How can people get a hold of you so they can experience Angel?
Very easy. Just send me a message on Facebook. It's Angel Granieri. To my knowledge, there's not a lot of Angel Granieri personal trainers out there on Facebook, so very easy to find. You can reach out to me. Anybody can reach out to me at any time. I'm really good at responding, pretty quickly. So I would love for anybody listening, if you have any questions, concerns, you just want to reach out, I would welcome that wholeheartedly.
Awesome. I'll put that in the show notes. I'll put a link to your page. That way, anybody listening can go and get a hold of you and friend request you and that stuff as well. As a final question, what are you most proud of as far as just your fitness career? What are you most proud of? At least right now. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot, but what are you most proud of right now?
I am most proud of being able to, a lot of people come to me and they say, Angel, you're my hero, you inspire me. That's what I'm the most proud of. I mean, people compete for different reasons. Some people, their whole, they compete because they want to step on the Arnold or the Olympia stage. Some people compete just because it's their way of celebrating their own transformation. Everybody has their own reason for competing. Yeah. And I'm most proud to be a coach and a personal trainer and an inspiration to, people out there. So even if I'm just an inspiration to one person, I've done my job. This is what I was here to do. And as long as I'm doing my job, I feel proud.
Awesome. Well, Angel, it's been amazing. I'm sure everybody listening is so grateful for you being vulnerable, for you sharing your story, and for you inspiring them. So I want all of you to go and connect with Angel, use her as a resource, and connect, because she's really going to help you. This is Joe Alvarado. My website is faithandfitnessfriday.com. You can go there. There's a ton of inspirational things there, recipes, videos, previous recordings and videos and all that fun stuff. So come visit me, like this video, share this video. If it's helped you at all, please message me, please comment, and please let me know how I'm doing by helping you in your faith and fitness journey. So from me to you, have a wonderful weekend. Take care. God bless. Bye.